Welcome to Defenders, Dr. William Lane Craig's weekly class at Johnson Ferry Baptist Church in Atlanta. For more information concerning the subjects on which Dr. Craig speaks, visit our website at reasonablefaith.org. You'll find articles, compelling debates, audio-video downloads, an interactive forum, and many more resources. That's reasonablefaith.org.
I also saw an interesting article this past week by Charlotte Allen called "Superstar Atheists Are Motivated by Anger and Boohoo Victimhood." And I thought it made some interesting points I'd like to share with you. She says, "I can't stand atheists, but it's not because they don't believe in God, it's because they're crashing bores. Other people, most recently the British cultural critic Terry Eagleton in his new book, Faith, Reason and Revolution, take to task such superstar non-believers as Oxford biologist Richard Dawkins and political journalist Christopher Hitchens for indulging in a philosophically primitive opposition of faith and reason that assumes that if science can't prove something, it doesn't exist." And then she goes on to list her complaints with the current atheist mentality. She says, first off, there's atheist victimology. Boo-hoo, everyone hates us because we don't believe in God. Although a recent Pew Forum survey on religion found that 16% of Americans described themselves as religiously unaffiliated, only 1.6% call themselves atheists, with another 2.4% weighing in as agnostics, a group despised as wishy-washy by atheists. You or I might attribute the low numbers to atheists' failure to win converts to their unbelief. But atheists say the problem is persecution so relentless that it drives tens of millions of God deniers into a closet of feigned faith, like gays before Stonewall. Maybe atheists wouldn't be so unpopular if they stopped beating the drum until the hide splits on their second favorite topic, how stupid people are who believe in God. This is a favorite Dawkins theme. In a recent interview with Trina Hoax, Dawkins described religious believers as follows, quote, "They feel uneducated, which they are. Often rather stupid, which they are. Inferior, which they are. And paranoid about pointy-headed intellectuals from the East Coast looking down on them, which with some justification, they do," end quote. Thanks, Richard, she says. The problem with atheists and what makes them such excruciating snoozes is that few of them are interested in making serious metaphysical or epistemological arguments against God's existence, or taking on the serious arguments that theologians have in attempting to reconcile, say, God's omniscience with free will or God's goodness with human suffering. And I thought, boy, isn't that the truth about popular atheism today? They are simply not interested in making serious arguments against God's existence or in taking on the serious arguments that theists make on behalf of theism. She says atheists seem to assume that the whole idea of God is a ridiculous absurdity, the flying spaghetti monster of atheists' typically lame jokes. They think that lobbing a few Gaza-style rockets, accusing God of failing to create a world more akin to their liking, parentheses, if there's a God, why ain't you rich, would suffice to knock down the entire edifice of belief. What primarily seems to motivate atheists isn't rationalism, but anger. And isn't that true? What primarily motivates atheists isn't rationalism, but anger. Anger that the world isn't perfect, that someone forced them to go to church as children, that the Bible contains apparent contradictions, that human beings can be hypocrites and commit crimes in the name of faith. The vitriol is extraordinary. Hitchens thinks that religion spoils everything. Dawkins contends that raising one's offspring in one's religion constitutes child abuse. Sam Harris argues that it may be ethical to kill people on the basis of their beliefs. What atheists don't seem to realize, she says, is that even for believers, faith is never easy in this world of injustice, pain, and delusion. Even for believers, God exists just beyond the scrim of the senses. So, atheists, how about losing the tired sarcasm and boring self-pity and engaging believers seriously?
For more resources from Dr. William Lane Craig, visit our website at reasonablefaith.org. You'll find articles, debates, audio-video downloads, and much more. That's reasonablefaith.org. The copyright for this material is owned by Dr. William Lane Craig.